Hey guys, this is Frozen Wish Studios here, and welcome back to another review. And today I am going to be doing a TV show review on Daredevil Born Again. So, Daredevil Born Again is the latest MCU Disney Plus TV show, the second of many MCU Disney Plus shows to come out this year, with the first one being Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which I also reviewed. And it is the continuation of the Netflix Daredevil series. It is a show run by Justin Benson and I forgot the other guy's name, but they were the same duo who show ran Loki and Moon Knight, and it is from the same writers as most of the Netflix Daredevil episodes, as well as the entire show of the entirety of the Punisher spin-off show, and it came out just this year. It premiered back in early March and ended just last week, I believe. Yeah. And so, basically, the plot for Daredevil Born Again, it tells a story of taking place, I guess, not a long while after the events of of nef- the end of season 3. We see Matt, Karen, and Foggy together. But when Matt senses trouble, he suits up as Daredevil to find where the trouble is coming from, only for Foggy to end up getting shot by the return of Bullseye. So while Daredevil fights Bullseye, and while simultaneously trying to reach out to Foggy to save him, Foggy ends up dying. He does not make it out alive, and so his death has caused uh, Matt to give up the role as Daredevil, and at the same time, now Wilson Fisk has become the mayor of New York City, and he apparently outlaws vigilantes in order for the vigilantes to not come after him, and and he manipulates citizens into thinking that the vigilantes are the real threats. But vigilantes have not given up since characters like White Tiger and Punisher are still out there, as well as a new villain, Muse. And so, but Daredevil, Matt Murdock continues to work as a lawyer, but then when he realizes that he cannot escape trouble, he must suit up as Daredevil in order to save the city from the new villain Muse, as well as realize that he has to stand up to Wilson Fisk's law, and as he realizes that he cannot outlaw vigilantes. So yeah, now that's a plot for it. So now, as for my thoughts on the Netflix Daredevil, because there will be a lot of comparisons between that and Born Again. Yeah, I love Netflix's Daredevil. I don't think it's the greatest superhero show of all time, like what everyone else says it is. I can name better MCU. I can name better superhero shows, but the Netflix version of Daredevil is certainly a masterpiece. I'm debating on which is my favorite Netflix Marvel show, either Daredevil or Jessica Jones. I think Jessica Jones is my favorite member of the Defenders. Although, yeah, I think there are times when I would call Jessica Jones my favorite Netflix Marvel show, but ultimately I think Netflix's Daredevil is a little more consistent. Yes, like what I said, even though Jessica Jones is the better character, as she is my one of my favorite Netflix Marvel characters. I think that the Daredevil show just as better writing, and I think it's more enjoyable since Jessica Jones is technically a slow burn. Well, but I will say though that oh wait, actually, I prefer Jessica Jones over Daredevil seasons 1 and 2, but I think Daredevil season 3 is better. Well, Ah, wait, Jessica Jones is on par with Daredevil season one. Okay, yeah, that's really what I think of it. So yeah, it's just a little tough. Both are on par technically. That's the best I have to say about it. But I will be rewatching both shows to see which one's better. So yeah, but I can totally see why people rave the hell out of Netflix's Daredevil. It certainly deserves all the hype it has. Going into Daredevil Born Again, it is now um, under Kevin Feige. Now, even though Netflix's Daredevil still had the Disney footprint on it, that as the Disney still had kind of their involvement with it. It was not a Kevin Feige production. So now that Daredevil's coming to the MCU under Kevin Feige, yeah, let's just say it had mixed expectations going into it. As we now live in a time where people just love to hate on the MCU just because they think it looks they seem cool to just hate on it, and then they immediately made a bunch of claims saying stuff like, "Oh, they're going to make it TV-14. Oh, they're going to reduce Daredevil. Oh, they're not going to put the blood and gore. Oh, they're going to make it suitable for kids. Oh, Disney is made for kids. There's no way how Disney can make mature adult stuff. Blah blah blah." So, but then there are others like me who was like, "Okay, we trust Marvel with Daredevil because we knew that Marvel already announced that they were going to make this TVMA and they were going to stay true to the Netflix show, but many people were like bullshit. Yeah, the MCU haters. We did hear that we all heard about this show going through rewrites and all that stuff. Yeah, they were going through rewrites, and yeah, that was mainly because Marvel knew that the original pitch for the show was shit, and so they hired the new writers to fix the show, and now this is the show we got. So now, like we're in the phase where we're like where Marvel feels like they're really fixing themselves. Although I was never a part of the MCU hate base, the post Endgame MCU hate base. I've always been a defender of Marvel for I'm sure you'll know how much I've been defending their MCU, but yeah, this likely is going to be the savior of the MCU. I've always believed that this is going to be one of those Marvel projects that's going to save the MCU. But yeah, I mean that's really here. The MCU has always been saved. I mean, I never thought the MCU died, but then you got films like Spider-Man: No Way Home, uh, um, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and Deadpool Wolverine. Hopefully Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four First Steps too, and hopefully, certainly, hopefully the two Avengers films, as well as Spider-Man Brand New Day, will be the films that will show that Marvel is not dead. And yeah, and I really hope people can finally see the light of day where they realize that the MCU is still alive. And yeah, now, as for the reviews of the show, I'm glad that people like the show. It's overall light. It's over the overall reception to this is positive, but unfortunately, it was not it was not as universally loved as I wanted it to be. I thought that people were going to call Daredevil Born Again the greatest MCU Disney Plus show of all time. But no, it seems like Loki still remains the most praised of them all. And of course, this show has its haters because the haters of this show they're still biased against Marvel. They just don't want to acknowledge anything Marvel does. They claim that Marvel never learns, but more like the haters never learn. They just think it's cool to hate Marvel, which is why they decided to review bomb the show for no reason at all. But at the very least, the people who like the show, they actually rank this above one of the Daredevil Netflix Daredevil seasons, which is season 2. Yes, I mean they all said seasons 1 and 3 are better, but they did not call this inferior to the Netflix show in every single way. As they rank this above season 2. So there's that. But as for my thoughts on Daredevil Born Again, after seeing this show for myself, I gotta say I was freaking impressed with this show. Daredevil Born Again was a masterpiece. This show ruled, man. This was the show I wanted it to be and more. It absolutely met my expectations. Now, did this movie surpass my expectations? No, it did not. If I'd say I would like, I praised it slightly less than what I was expecting to. I went into the show thinking that it was going to be my second favorite show, MCU Disney Plus show, second only behind to Hawkeye. As you saw in my trailer review for it when I reviewed the show's trailers, I knew it was not going to top Hawkeye. The only MCU Disney Plus show that could become my favorite is Champions of the Young Avengers series. That's the one series that I predict will be the greatest MCU Disney Plus show of all time. And besides Hawkeye, there are better MCU Disney Plus shows than this, like X-Men 97, and also the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And to an extent, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I'm actually debating on which show I like better. I love more Daredevil Born Again or Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. But one thing for sure, I think both those shows are on the same level to me. I still have to think about which one I prefer. But I will say though, while Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is a show that feels more personal to me, Daredevil Born Again is easily a better made show. And I think it's a show that I would choose to think about and discuss about more than Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. But yeah, this show totally made me satisfied. And I think this show is certainly one of the. This will definitely be among my favorite shows of 2025 by the end of the year. And keep in mind, guys, this year, I mean, it's already bound to be the greatest year for TV shows. Period. I mean, we got Cobra Kai season 6 part 3, which I mean, I still stand by my opinion in it that I don't think as it's as strong as season 2. As I mean, sorry, part 2 of Cobra Kai, but it's still a masterful finale to Cobra Kai. It's still a perfect end to perfect end. And we also got The Last of Us season 2, which is Last of Us season 2, the single greatest video game adaptation ever graced into the screen. Period. Better than all of the video game movies combined. And then there's also Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which I just mentioned about how much I love the show. And we still got upcoming shows like Wednesday season 2 and Stranger Things season 5, which I still predict Stranger Things season 5 will be tied with Cobra Kai season 6 part 3 as the best show of the year. Oh, and also there's Adolescence as well, which I think will be the next Emmy frontrunner because it's so good, man. Yeah, watch Adolescence. So yeah, I mean this show just contributes to that. So we gotta start off with the action season gore. Now, the one thing that some people were worried about was that they were going to reduce the action, make them less gory, and make them feel a bit more safe. No, they did not. In fact, they actually made this show even gorier than the Netflix Daredevil show. I mean, you know that the car slam in that Netflix show, which many people said was the goriest moment in all of the MCU. I mean, sorry, not MCU, but in Netflix's Daredevil. Well, there was one scene that was even gorier, which I'll get to it in a bit. But let's just say, yeah, the action scenes they are badass. They are just as good, if not even better than the Netflix show. And yes, guys, I actually prefer this over the Netflix Daredevil. I don't care what anyone says. Call me a Disney fanboy all you want, but I don't care. But yeah, every single action scene in this one, they're just really good. I think my favorite action scene would have to be that the opening action scene. Daredevil versus a Bullseye in the first episode. Yeah, that had a brilliant one shot take. I'm sure everyone knows how much I'm a sucker for one shot take sequences, and this one was no exception. I don't get why people say the CGI was spotty. I did not notice any CGI at all. Like the CGI was not noticeable. I just don't get it. I think the I that just felt like a made up criticism. Like people just immediately wanted to criticize the show just for the sake of proving the MCU is not saved. That's actually the problem with people's view on the MCU because like they believe that an MCU project has to be perfect in order for it to be saved, and one little criticism of an MCU show is deemed not safe, which is just so fucking stupid. And and yeah, and but yeah, there's also Banghai's action scene, Daredevil versus Muse, which I'll get to in a bit, and of course the finale. So yeah, and there's this show is full of moments that will subvert the expectations that may upset fans and divide fans. But to me, I love how this show took its risks and kill off very important characters too. Like just right in the first episode, in the first 20 minutes, they killed off Foggy, a character that the Daredevil fans absolutely love. And it was so heartbreaking to see Foggy's death. I think that was a smart choice for this show to kill off Foggy like that. It was brilliant. And I think that that Foggy's death was important because it really sets the stage to what for what's to come in the show. And so it sets up a slow paced arc as we see Matt Murdock taking off his Daredevil mask, crying, sobbing over Foggy's death, and then throwing his Daredevil mask into the ground. And by the way, Charlie Cox deserves an Emmy for the performance. I'll talk about the amazing performances later on. And the next few episodes of focus, as well as the second half of episode one, focuses more on these on the drama of the show and Matt Murdock's character arc. I think the slow pacing of the show works for me because Matt has reached the lowest point of his life where he has witnessed an important person in his life dying and being killed by Bullseye. So he just gives up being Daredevil because, like what he says, the line has crossed. And so, and we see a lot of Matt moments of Matt being lawyer. Yeah, specifically with episode three that focuses purely on Matt Murdock's lawyer work, and that absolutely worked. And even if this show was slow pacing, it's still very engaging from start to finish. And there's not because it's gonna be slow. You're not expecting action, and there's always an action scene in every single episode. Like even episode two, the slowest episode of the show, it still had that ending scene with a bunch of robbers coming inside that Matt's house and beating the shit out of him, and then you see some gore in it. Man, yeah, they really do not hold back with the gore. And yeah, and so and the show also focuses more on Matt's character development. The story is actually very similar to The Dark Knight Rises. It's basically Marvel's version of The Dark Knight Rises, where the main hero reaches his lowest point. He gives up the role of a hero and takes a stand for character development until it's time for the character to rise up and become the hero to like step back into the hero. Another reason why Matt is no longer Daredevil is because of Kingpin's law now that he has banned vigilantes. He has outlawed them. Oh, and by the way, Kingpin is even more of a menace here than he was in Netflix Daredevil show. The fact that Kingpin has become mayor of New York, that has just set the stakes because now Kingpin is in control of the vigilantes. This puts every single vigilantes at risk. And the more the show goes further, the more Kingpin just has more brutal rules when it comes to your curfew and other stuff. And yeah, I'll talk more about where Kingpin goes as mayor towards the end of the show. And by the way, and another thing that makes the show very unique is the interview segments. There are moments, specifically in the first half of the show, where we see citizens get interviewed and all that stuff. I think that is a clever style that actually makes sense in the narrative of the story, in the context of the show's story, because it shows how because it shows the realism of the show and the current events that they're facing under Kingpin's law. And yeah, and we gotta talk about the White Tiger. Yeah, we gotta talk about him, the White Tiger, because episode 3 is one of my favorite episodes of the show. And Hector Ayala is such a great White Tiger, and this show basically showcases the origin story of the White Tiger. Episode 3 focuses on a court case on whether or not debating on whether or not Hector Ayala is a criminal or a vigilante, and that episode is probably the greatest and most gripping court case I have ever seen put to the media. I am not kidding. I think that was the best court case represented in the media. Yes, better than 12 Angry Men. I don't care what anyone else says. And the fact that Matt Murdock was able to find out that Hector Ayala is the White Tiger, oh man, that is brilliant. But it's also really sad that White Tiger got his justice after that court case, only for him to be killed by what we thought was the Punisher, but actually it turned out to be dirty cops who shot the White Tiger. As it was revealed in the finale that the corrupt cops were wearing a shirt with Punisher's logo on it and all that stuff. Oh, and speaking of the Punisher, yeah, he was in this too, and I know the Punisher is a fan favorite. While I don't love him as much as Daredevil himself, I still really love the Punisher to death. I think John Bernthal is perfect as the Punisher, and that's actually where the John Bernthal fan base came from. Yeah, yeah, and so now anything John Bernthal is in gets automatically gets praised. I heard many people say that the only reason they love Accountant 2 is because of how much John Bernthal there was, and we'll see about that if it's because of him or if it's because it's just a great movie in general. I'm seeing Accountant 2 on Friday, by the way. And yeah, so The Punisher only had 2 episodes where he was shown, one of them being a short scene in episode 4 where we see him as a broken man. And we see him like all just like with Matt Murdock. The Punisher is also in a low place. He's also in a low moment in his life as well. And yeah, and but then in the finale, yeah, he definitely comes back as the Punisher we all know and love. Oh, and also as considering that Daredevil Born Again was in the MCU, there were some MCU references to this one, like when Kingpin mentions Spider-Man in episode 2, and there were appearances of some MCU characters, some B tier MCU characters like Swordsman from Hawkeye and Yusuf Khan from any project with Miss Marvel in it, especially the Miss Marvel show itself. So I'm glad that this show acknowledges that it's in the MCU, but it doesn't try to shove MCU stuff down our throats. We don't actually, besides the Swordsman and use of Khan, and also use of showing a Miss Marvel Funko Pop. We don't actually get to see any major MCU footprints. Now, yeah, Spider-Man was initially planned to be in the show, but we did not get that because of Sony. So Sony does not allow Spider-Man to appear at MCU Disney Plus shows, which is a shame. Yeah. Oh, and let's talk about some other supporting characters as well. We need to talk about what I consider now my favorite MCU, my favorite Daredevil villain, besides Kingpin, Muse. Oh man, Muse is holy shit. Muse is an amazing villain. Sure, I mean he's not the big boss that we all thought because of how he gets killed off in episode 7, which angered fans, but I think Muse is such a great villain. He is very terrifying. He has such a scary presence into him, and whenever he appears on screen, when it comes to like kidnapping people, kidnapping, yeah, Muse is yeah not one you'd want to mess with. And yes, Daredevil did kill him eventually in episode 7, which I think is the most overhated episode of the show. Oh, and also there's also Vanessa as well. Vanessa too. Oh wait, sorry, I meant to say Heather. I'm talking about. Oh, sorry, not Vanessa. Heather. Yeah, I meant to talk about Heather. Yeah, Heather is basically Matt Murdock's new girlfriend. This one, and I gotta say, Heather is Matt Murdock is now Matt Murdock's best girlfriend. Sure, she may have sure yeah sure. I mean, Matt Murdock may have been in love with She Hulk, but I'm glad that this show created a brand new character that serves as Matt's girlfriend, and yeah, and the actress who plays her, which I forgot the name, Margarita Levitita, I think. Yeah, she was amazing in this one. And I think Heather gets far too much hate. I don't get why people say Heather is unlikable. She's unnecessary, and she should not have been in the show. Like, come on, people! Like that the hate that women get is so unnecessary. I don't see anything wrong with Heather, and she certainly is one of my favorite MCU my favorite characters in the show. Maybe even my second favorite character, or at least in the top three, somewhat. But I will say she's no Karen for sure. Yeah, I still think Karen is my favorite Daredevil character, my Daredevil crush. I love Karen to death. And Karen has always been my favorite Daredevil character ever since the Netflix show. And don't worry though, I'm not saying that I hate Vanessa. Sorry, I hate Heather because she's a replacement of Karen and all that stuff. Plus, Matt and Karen were never meant to be a love interest because Karen was taken by Foggy. But could the Matt and Karen become love interest? Huh. Yeah, that should be a question for another time. I'd still prefer Matt to keep Heather as his girlfriend so that we can see more Heather. And also to impress my good friend Harry Thomas, who considers Heather as his favorite Daredevil character. Shout out to him. There was also this amazing twist in the penultimate episode, episode 8, where it turns out that Vanessa is the one who was responsible for Foggy's death. Yeah, she is the true mastermind behind Foggy's death, since she was the one who hired hired Bullseye to kill Foggy. And then at the end of that episode, he shows up again to the party, which, by the way, was such an awesome party, especially with seeing both main couples together, Matt and Heather, and Vanessa and Kingpin, and Vanessa and Wilson Fisk. Like they're all like dancing together, and they're trying to like have some couple rivalry with each other, and then it ends with Bullseye showing up to shoot Matt. Yeah, that was a very intense moment, and certainly one of the best moments of the show. And then we get to what we can all agree on is the absolute best episode in the entire show, the finale. Wow, yeah, what a finale this was. And honestly, this might be my favorite finale in any MCU Disney Plus show. And I thought Loki season 2 held that title. I mean, the Loki season 2 finale was incredible. I absolutely adore it. I still do. I still do to this day, but I'll admit I haven't thought about it ever since. But yeah, I think this is a finale that I'm going to be thinking about for a very long time because that is one hell of a finale. The premiere episode, episode 1, I would say is also another one. It also I also consider it as the best premiere episode of any MCU DC Plus shows, but tied with the premiere of Hawkeye. So Born Again has some of the greatest episodes of any MCU DC Plus shows with the best premiere and the best finale. Yeah. So this finale raises the stakes higher than they've ever been. If you thought the stakes in the rest of the show were high, oh boy, you ain't seeing anything else yet until you see that finale. So throughout the show, Wilson Fisk was referred to as Mayor Fisk. Like he was never referred to as the Kingpin. He was just Fisk this whole time. But he goes full on Kingpin, and let me tell you all, he is even more evil than he was in the Netflix Daredevil show. He tried to be like less evil as the mayor. He tried to be just okay. I'll take things easy. I'm not gonna be evil. Even deep down, we knew that Kingpin had still had some evilness in him. We still felt it, but in the finale, he absolutely unleashes the evil in him, the Mayor Kingpin in him, where he literally causes intentional corruption. He causes massive corruption in New York City. It all starts off with him, turning the whole city blackout. Yeah, and then we get to see um, the Punisher in Daredevil's house, and then we get this amazing fight scene in the dark with both Daredevil and Punisher team up. We finally get to see the actual Punisher showing up and kicking some ass. Even if the Punisher had less screen time in the show, he still felt like the Punisher we love. His presence is still felt big enough. And then one of the moments that I cheered at the most, probably the moment I cheered the most to me, was when Karen shows up to save Daredevil and yeah, a Punisher. I already mentioned earlier in the review that Karen is my favorite Daredevil character ever, and she still is to this day. She still is my favorite, even in this show. I mean, having this episode, having so much of Karen, and even have Karen be like heavily involved in the story is one of the reasons why this is my favorite episode. It's so good, man. And throughout the show, it's there. Basically a Daredevil and Karen team up. Well, the Punisher goes separately from them to have his own investigation where he gets you get captured by Kingpin's goons and gets arrested and also being a bloody beaten up too. And also yes, like what I said earlier, we do learn that it was actually the dirty cops wearing the Punisher logo who killed the White Tiger in episode 3. Oh, and also let's get to my favorite scene in the entire show. No, my favorite scene doesn't include Heather or Karen and all that stuff. Not even Daredevil himself. No, my favorite scene in the film is Kingpin's moment. His big moment where we all can consider it as the goriest moment in the entire show, like in Daredevil history. Kingpin crushing Commissioner Gallows' head. Holy shit, man. I cannot believe Disney got away with that moment. That is one of the most insane moments I have ever seen. And it shows that Disney is finally taking risks now. And I mean, Disney has always made some family friendly stuff where it's all for all ages. But I mean, I'm glad that we're getting this side of Disney now. It is just so worth. Oh, and yeah, and yes, this had some multiple endings, and it basically ended off on a cliffhanger. The ending of this show is Kingpin putting New York on martial law, and if you know what martial law is, oh boy, season two is gonna be dirty in a good way. And there's this epic ending that gets us all hyped for Daredevil season two, where Daredevil like puts on a team. He forms a team which is probably gonna consist of the Defenders, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. I think Karen is gonna be part of the team, and we better get the Ava Ayala, the White Tiger. I actually forgot I mentioned this when I talked about when I discussed about the White Tiger earlier on. I the Ava Ayala is the real White Tiger, and so basically the origin story of Ava Ayala's White Tiger is that her father Hector Ayala had was initially White Tiger, but then he died, and so his death made Ava Ayala take on her father's mantle as the White Tiger. So it's basically like similar origin story to Black Panther, where T'Chaka had the throne of Black Panther, but then T'Chaka got killed, so T'Challa must take his father's place as the Black Panther. Yeah, it's very similar to that. But yeah, so yeah, I cannot wait for season two. I don't remember what other shows are coming out in 2026 besides Daredevil Born Again season 2, so I guess it's my most anticipated show of 2026 so far. But let's see if there can be another show that can end up being better than Born Again season 2. And oh yeah, shit, X Men 97 season 2. Yeah. Actually, yeah, X-Men 97 season 2 is my true most anticipated show of 2026. So, but Daredevil Born Again season 2 is certainly right up there for sure. So overall, Daredevil Born Again is one of the absolute best MCU Disney Plus shows yet. 2025 is off to a fantastic start with both Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and now Daredevil Born Again. Even though I highly doubt the rest of the shows coming out this year will live up to the quality of the first two MCU Disney Plus shows releasing this year. Daredevil Born Again is not only one of the best MCU Disney Plus shows and one of the best MCU projects of the year, but it is it is the best Daredevil yet. It is even better than the Netflix Daredevil show. Honestly, I refuse to believe in the haters of the show. I think the people who hate on the show are fucking liars, and they just want to hate on it just because it's cool to hate on the MCU now. No matter how much Disney tries, no matter how much Marvel tries, if it's in the Disney brand, they'll just have a checklist on anything MCU related. If it's MCU, Disney automatic ban. And I bet that they're gonna say Brand New Day is the only good MCU project right now, and then they'll say, "Oh, it's because it's Sony, not Disney." Like, even if I love the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, and I'm especially high for Brand New Day, praising it just because of another studio besides Sony, like having the rights, is a bullshit reason. Heck, Sony should give the rights to Marvel by now. I explained why in my Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man review. So with that said, guys, I'm going to give Daredevil Born Again 5 stars out of 5 masterpiece show. So, if I were to rank the episodes of the show, honestly, I will give my full ranking down below in the comments, but I will say my top 3, my personal top 3 are number 1 is episode 9, the finale. Number 2 is number 2 is episode 7. Yeah, I defend episode 7. And number 3 is episode 1. Episode 5 is number 4. So, yeah. And episode 2 would be my least favorite. So yeah, what are your thoughts on Daredevil Born Again? Who agrees with me that Daredevil Born Again is the best piece of Daredevil content that we've gotten? Or do you think that Daredevil Born Again is inferior to the Netflix Daredevil show? Um, yeah. Just please. I mean, I'm okay with you with people saying the Netflix show is better. Just please don't say. Please do not say the shitty Ben Affleck Daredevil movie from 2003 is better than Born Again. Otherwise, you are. Otherwise, I don't know if I should respect your opinion on that. So, anyways, comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my movie review on Sinners. So yeah, bye, guys.